viewers out there, you're welcome to this weekend's edition of Sports Orbit Extra. My name is Afa Acho. Salif Usman is in the studio on this weekend's edition of the program. Welcome to Sport Orbit Extra.
Thank you, Afa.
On this week's edition of Sports Orbit Extra, we call that on Thursday, the final three-man shortlist for the CAF Player of the Year shortlist was released, and Nigeria's Victor Osimhen, Egypt's Mo Salah, and Ashraf Hakimi of Morocco made the final three-man shortlist. On this edition of Sports Orbit, we shall be focusing on the CAF Awards. We call that the awards is going to hold on Monday. So, Salifu, looking at the CAF Awards, first of all, let's even give our viewers a little background. For the first time Nigeria won this award was in 1993, which was won by Rashidi Yekini. In 1994, that was making it back-to-back. Emmanuel Amunike also won it. After 94, it took Ifeatu Ekpeba until 1997 to win it again. After 97, Kanu Nwankwo won it before Ekpeba in 96. Victor Ekpeba won it in 97, and Kanu won it once again in 1999. But interestingly, since 1999, no Nigerian player has come close to winning this award. Yes, a few players have been shortlisted in the past. I think the likes of Mikel have made the shortlist. JJ made the shortlist in the past, but no Nigerian player rather has won it. I recall there was one period when Eto'o did it 4 times straight. At that time, it seemed as if Nigerian players stopped playing football or what. But here again, there's an opportunity for a Nigerian to win it in the person of Victor Osimhen. And if you look at all the indices, everything points towards Osimhen. It will be a big surprise and shock if Osimhen does not win it this time around.
Yeah, Afa, you are right. And if you look at it with the scenario, you painted at the history, going through the history of the CAF Award, in the 90s, particularly in the 90s, Nigeria have the dominance of this CAF Award. Like, really, from 1992 down to 1992 to 99, Nigeria's won it 92, 94, 96, 97, and then 95. So it's like Nigeria dominated that era. But since then, it's like our football or our players are going into it. Really, nobody will come close. The other time we came close to win the award was 2004, when Gigi Okocha narrowly missed it on the award and lost it to Cameroon, which I still believe that Okocha was wrong for that award. And a lot of Nigerians, as even not only Nigerians, across the continent and beyond, have questioned the CAF decisions to award that award to Samuel Eto'o, them, because Okocha was fantastic. It was outstanding in that year, in that 2019, doing well for Boston. And at the same time, in the Africa Cup of Nations, which is the Nigeria CAF Africa Prime Tournament, Okocha was exceptional in the Egypt 2004, helping Nigeria to get to the final. And then even the Eto'o that was award, Okocha beat led Nigeria, beat Cameroon in the quarterfinal of that competition. So Eto'o does not anywhere come close, in my own view, and a whole lot of Nigerians, not because I'm patriotic about Nigeria or I didn't try to be sentimental about it, but Okocha actually deserved that award. But he's believed what he was wrong for that award. But no for Eto'o, just like say Eto'o won that award. And another time again, Nigeria came close was 2013, when our own Mikel Obi was shortlisted and make it to the final 3. And if you recall, even though Mikel alluded to that fact recently, that he was robbed of that award, that he not
forgetting that Chelsea won the Champions League the previous season.
Yes, that he was robbed of that award, that Nigeria deserved that. He deserved to win that award. More importantly, just like we say, Mikel was instrumental to the Chelsea squad that won African champion, UEFA Champions League in 2012, beating Germany, beating Bayern Munich in the final. And at the same time, Mikel Obi was instrumental leading Nigeria to clinch the CAF Africa Prime Tournament, the CAF tournament, AFCON in South Africa 2013. So, but if you look at it, Yaya Toure, who was given that award that year, Yaya Toure, just like in the scenario of Eto'o again, Mikel led Eagles, beat Yaya Toure in the quarterfinal of the Africa Cup of Nations in South Africa. And at that time, even Yaya Toure playing for Man City did not even win anything that year with Man City, I mean with the national team. But however, Mikel has in his own way, that quoting his own word differently, that he was robbed of that award and he never get into that award. And you like to say, but They are not now. Even after that to Mikel in 2013, no Nigerians has even make it to the top three.
Exactly.
No Nigerian, there's something like, but no Nigerian player make it to the final shortlist until today, which is almost 10 years after that we are now having Victor Osimhen in the final shortlist. And just like you rightly say, with everything, every statistic, every point, everything, all scenario, except if they say if Osimhen does not win, God forbid, does not win, it will be a real shock for the whole soccer fan across the, not just Africa, across the. I also commend CAF, but for the first time in my own view, that they came out with the final 3-man shortlist that they deserve to be on that list. Because if you look at it, Hakimi of PSGs and Moroccan national team actually deserve to be on that list among the top 3. And even Salah, even though Liverpool last season was not too fantastic, but if you're talking of the best of African football, the best African footballer on the continent, you can't rule out Mo Salah, and definitely he deserves to be on that list. But either they have what it takes to beat Osimhen to that award is another thing that is.
For me, still speaking about this award, I take exception to Mo Salah being on that list, because if you ask me what Mo Salah did exceptional for either Egypt or Liverpool last season, really, I can't really pinpoint anything. The person who I thought should have been on that list was Riyad Mahrez of Man City. Mahrez won the Premier League, won the Champions League, and won the treble with Man City before his move to Saudi Arabia. And he played an instrumental part in Man City getting to the final of all these competitions, scoring very important goals. So I'm scared. I'm really surprised that Mahrez was omitted as against Salah. And Mahrez, who basically won the treble, I mean, second time any club in England would do it after Manchester United in 1999. And Mahrez was an integral part of that team, and yet he's nowhere to be found on the final 3-man shortlist.
But if you are saying Mahrez was integral part of Man City squad that won the treble, I wouldn't really agree with you. Yes, Mahrez was part of that team, but to me, I see him as very, very unfortunate that he was part of that team, because if you're talking about instrumental, I can't really recall the instrumental, the vital role Mahrez played in Man City.
No, I recall.
Mahrez was just lucky to be part of that team, and to me, if you are talking of looking at him, and yes, in as much as you may question that, either what a lot of people will just say, looking at last season, what did Salah really achieve? Yes, to some extent you can't question out, you can't point out what he achieved, but if you're looking at how Liverpool was able to manage, because if you look at Liverpool last season, from the start Liverpool was just struggling, but it came the time Salah has to be discovered. And Salah was instrumental for Liverpool to even manage to still play in Europe this season. So to me, Mahrez was part of the team that he won the treble, but I still feel that Mahrez was just lucky to be part of that squad. He was never an integral part of that team.
No, I don't agree.
But I can't really point out, looking at all the matches Liverpool play and what he has done, he contribute is a major contributor for Man City winning that title.
If you follow the FA Cup and the Champions League very well, especially from the quarter-final, Mahrez scored very crucial goals that gave Man City victories in certain of these key matches. So if you're saying, because you see, sometimes why these awards are controversial, because sometimes someone wins an award just because you are part of a team that won a certain competition. But here, a player who won almost everything last year is omitted.
And just like you were saying, part of the team that won a certain competition. And that's why I'm telling you that Mahrez was just lucky to be part of the triple winnings.
Will you now say that Salah single-handedly, how many goals did Salah score for Liverpool last season? He wasn't up to 15 goals. So you can't say Salah single-handedly qualified Liverpool. So Salah was a part of a team too. No, of course. Then fine. Okay, now let's bring it to Hakimi now. What role will you say Hakimi played for the Moroccan team and for PSG?
Oh, if you look at
how many goals,
if you look at Hakimi play from his position is play, you may not. That is one of the things that sometimes I sympathize with defender, because you hardly notice them, their instrumental contribution to the team. But if you look at Hakimi, Hakimi was very instrumental in helping Moroccan national team to get to the World Cup final. I'm even afraid if CAF will not go by that his performance at the World Cup to even rob Osimhen of the title. I'm not afraid that will not happen. But if you look at Hakim, Hakim was part of the Man City team, PS team that won the French League One. Even like I don't want to count that one, but Hakim playing from a defensive role was very key. You can never undermine Hakim's contribution to the Moroccan national team in getting to the semi-final of the World Cup. And coming to Salah, you can if you are talking of Liverpool, you will never just mention Salah as a part of the Liverpool team. Salah is always a key in the Liverpool team. And for that, I think he deserves to be on that list.
I just feel, well, it comes down to a question of making a 3-man shortlist. Sometimes these things happen. Some players, sometimes, I mean, for instance, the case of Lionel Messi, some people felt Messi shouldn't have won the Ballon d'Or this time around. But some of us think otherwise. Because if a lot of people are saying, even at the likes of Haaland said, for him, he thinks for the fact that Messi won the World Cup, he deserves to be. If France had won that World Cup, Messi wouldn't have been named the Ballon d'Or player. He would have most likely gone to Mbappe,
yes,
for instance. So, but be that as it may, now looking forward to the CAF Awards proper for Osimhen. I mean, why we can dispute about Salah and Hakimi. For Osimhen, clearly, there's no controversy. Nobody can say Osimhen was a bystander in the Napoli squad, because this is someone who emerged top goal scorer in the Serie A, one of the highest goal scorers even in the whole of Europe.
Yeah.
Exactly. And his goals, whether you like it or not, there were several times when Osimhen's goals had to rescue Napoli from the jaws of defeat, and ultimately giving a Napoli side their first title in 33 years is a remarkable achievement.
Osimhen can be just equated to Maradona. Yeah. Just the same way Maradona bring Napoli into a reckoning. Because nobody knows Napoli to Maradona came to Napoli and then help them to win their title. It's the same style Osimhen, and I believe that in years to come, even the children to years to come, will come to record that a certain Nigerian player called Victor Osimhen came after 33 years, was able to give Napoli their reckoning. And if you recall, even for the first time, in an African player, if I'm not mistaken in my memory, African player was voted Italian best footballer of the year. Because it was quite surprising for certain Nigerian players coming from Owerri, live in Lagos, grew up in Lagos, becoming the best of the South. And even the former, the current Liberian president and the former world player of the year, George Weah was able to even recognize Osimhen's contribution to the round of that game, and even thanking him for beating him to his own record. Osimhen just last season, not just helped Napoli to win the title. He created many records, being the first player, creating the first African player to top the goal shot, and even some of the records set by George Weah and Samuel Eto'o in Italia Serie A. So obviously, looking at it, we're not speaking from just being a patriotic or being Nigerian. If you're looking at the statistics, except it will be a big surprise for the whole of the world, if Osimhen is not given that title. We're not trying to force CAF to do it, but that's just the statistics. Because if you are going by the statistics on ground, Osimhen clearly deserves this award. And even the like of Victor Osimhen, on two occasions that Nigeria was denied the award, 2004 and 2013 that we said earlier, but there's never a time that Nigeria is as clear favorite as this.
All right, we'll go on a quick break. When we come back, Sport Orbit Extra continues. Don't go nowhere.
What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh, can we switch up all the
ball played through to Victor Osimhen? It had to be him. It just had to be him.
All right, welcome back from that break. It's still Sports Orbit Extra. Now, for the CAF Women's Award final shortlist, we have Nigeria's Asisat Oshoala, who will battle against South Africa's Tembi Gatlana, and also Barbara Banda of Zambia for the crown. Oshoala has the first woman to claim the award for a record fifth time in 2022, is running for a record extending sixth CAF Women's African Player of the Year. So, based on how it's looking, most likely, who knows, maybe she might just win it once again.
Yeah, it look very likely that Nigeria may click up this year, having both the women king, the women queen, and the men king. Because obviously, the only person I thought would challenge Shuala for the title was his own compatriot, Shiamaka, who has not been removed from, couldn't make the top two, the Super Falcon goalkeeper. But the fact that Super Falcon goalkeeper didn't make it, I think obviously the award will go to Shuala for another record 6 times.
All right, and that's that for the CAF awards. Those awards will come up on Monday, and here on Sport Orbit Extra, we will keep an eye on it. By next Saturday, we'll be back to give you a review of that. Well, let's go into Premier League fixtures for this weekend, starting from today. It will be Crystal Palace who will be at home to Liverpool, while Brighton will take on Burnley. Manchester United will welcome Bournemouth as Sheffield United take on Brentford. Wolves will take on Nottingham Forest, while Aston Villa will be against Arsenal. Of course, on Sunday it will be Everton versus Chelsea, Fulham, West Ham, Luton Town versus Man City, Tottenham Hotspur versus Newcastle United. But clearly, when you look at this weekend fixtures, for me, I should say 2 matches especially stand out, and that is, in the past, this wouldn't have been a match to look forward to, but Aston Villa, Arsenal, Tottenham Hotspur, Newcastle. Look, for Aston Villa, really, they are beginning to behave like Newcastle of last season. I mean, from nowhere, Aston Villa are suddenly in the 3rd position on the EPL, defeating holders Man City. But for Arsenal going into this one against their former boss, Unai Emery, who is in charge of a highly motivated Aston Villa side, is going to really be a tough one.
Yeah, a tough one indeed. I think this will be also going to be a very tough test for Arsenal fans, for Arsenal and the fans across the world. Obviously, anybody that is pathetic to Arsenal will be very gentle this weekend go into this match.
And who knows, maybe their former manager might be coming for revenge based on how he was sacked from the team.
Yeah, but if you're looking at head to head, Arsenal have a better side of them better side of the last season. But just like you say, the Aston Villa of this season is different from the Aston Villa of last season. We see, Emery come to join the team midweek, mid-season last season, but since then I have stayed the team into a very startup. This is the team that will almost get relegated under Gerrard, and he was able to rescue the team. And now here they are in the top 4 in the top position for that matter. Knocking Man City out of the top 3.
Exactly.
And now their 1-0 victory against Man City on Wednesday was a very really big shot offset in the ground that game. And I think Michael Arteta and his boys are very scary, because if you look at Arsenal performance in the midweek, was not too impressive. They have a Luton Town. Arsenal have to struggle. It have to take the Declan Rice to save Arsenal in the injury time. And I think Declan Rice has become one of the best players for Arsenal this season. It was good that Arteta was able to get that man last season, because I think on the third or third edition, he has rescued Arsenal from the defeat and has been to give Arsenal a very crucial 3 points. If not for Declan, Arsenal would have dropped the 2 points at Luton Town on midweek, and I think I foresee him being Arsenal leader in the nearest future, because he has that quality of leadership. And that is one of the things that the team needs. If you are just a player, I'm not trying to digress. If looking at this, some of the things we are missing, Super Ego. We need a player that has leadership quality, and that's one of the things Declan Rice has begun to give Arsenal. But talking about this particular fixture is going to be a very tough one for Arsenal, and Arsenal has to be very careful. But the fact that they are coming to the North London, I think maybe
Aston Villa are playing at home.
Aston Villa are playing at home. At the Villa Park. Well, let's see how it's going to be. But to me, yes, if you're asking me to take a size, I'll definitely say it's going to be 50-50.
All All right, of course, Newcastle, Tottenham coming on the back of that brilliant 3-3 draw against champions Man City in that one, and now they have another difficult test against Newcastle. I mean, Newcastle too has become a very, very difficult team to play, whichever we look at. And same Newcastle, this was a team too who was 2 seasons ago was almost going into relegation before Eddie Howe was appointed, and all of a sudden that team has completely transformed. They're currently in the Champions League. This season they didn't start too well, but gradually they've been picking up points and now are in the 5th position. So clearly they've picked up from where they left off last season. So against Tottenham is going to be a very, very tough and interesting encounter to look out for.
I agree. It's going to be very tough for the two sides, and obviously the two sides want to get a result in this match, particularly to pride their chance of getting because the target for the two sides is how they're able to get the Champions League to get next season, and if you must get to the Champions League, these are the kind of match you need to win.
Because Crystal Palace, Liverpool looks like another encounter, which will be really interesting.
It's a very tricky one for Liverpool, and Liverpool has been very well. And if you also look at Liverpool, they managed to win a Brentford made win, and for them it's going to be another top one. Even Man U too. Man U
Bournemouth at home to Bournemouth.
Man U surprised everybody midweek when they beat Chelsea. It was a very good result for Man U, and for the fact that Ten Hag. Because I don't know if you look at that match, Man U versus Chelsea, for the first time Ten Hag was able to pick a courage and drop Rashford.
Exactly. So
and he dropped Rashford and get the result.
Yeah, exactly.
So for him to pick that courage and drop Rashford and get the result, obviously maybe he has begun to find the first solution to his problem.
Exactly. I mean, like you said.
But one thing that he has to be very careful. He students because he has dropped Rashford on the bench and get the result to begin to see Rashford as another bad player. Because once Ten Hag discover you as a back player, you're this and number at the Old Trafford.
No, but
it happened to Ronaldo. It happened to Sancho, and here we have Rashford.
No,
Rashford is still a very good player.
No, but know that, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. If players are not performing, to the point, what the coach needs is results. And if you get to a point where players are not performing at optimal, if the coach feels that, look, some other players are hungry and ready to play, there's no problem with dashing. And sometimes these English players, the moment they sign a new contract, don't forget that at the beginning of the season, Rashford signed a new bumper contract of about £350,000. And since coming into this season, he's become
just managed to score 2 goals.
So sometimes, So sometimes when players sign a new contract, you see that the performance begins to drop. So for Rashford, nobody really knows what seems to have happened with Rashford this season.
Well, I agree with you. I'm just like I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that. Just like say a coach, what all a coach wants is what he plays. Because he has no sentiment in choosing a player want to play. But all I was trying to caution that it shouldn't just like it happened to Ronaldo and happened to Sancho, so not just happen to Sancho. Yes, it's good that I commended him for picking that courage and put Rashford on the bench. It's not left for Rashford to win himself back into the team.
Right, and these matches come up, of course, today and tomorrow, so we will keep an eye on them. Hopefully next weekend we will come back, give you a review of these results and other interesting sporting events as they happen all around the world. Don't forget, on Monday will be the CAF Awards, and for Nigerians, we will be rooting for our own Victor Osimhen. Is there any way Nigerians can vote for Osimhen?
Yeah, the only Nigerians can vote for Osimhen is Super Eagles captain and then the coach.
All right, I'm sure the Super Eagles captain knows what to do for his teammates. Well, that's where we call it a day on this weekend's edition of Sports Orbit Extra. Next Saturday we'll be back once again with another interesting edition of the program. Do join us. Salifu, thank you for being in the studio once again.
Thank you, Alpha.
All right, until come your way next Saturday, do have a wonderful time. My name is Afa Acho, and it's bye for now.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.